My first attempt at building a mini PC was a complete disaster, but on my second attempt, I built this. Let me start by talking about the biggest mistake, which was not taking noise levels into consideration and trying to go too small. I've been using a MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro chipset since 2022, so I'm quite used to peace and quiet. And after watching countless YouTube videos about mini PCs, I noticed how often the noise gets downplayed. They would say things like, oh, you won't notice it while you're gaming, or just use headphones and you won't hear a thing, and I fell for it. Just listen to how loud this thing is. Even without the side panel, it still is way too loud. And to make things worse, the power supply had a constant, high-pitched fan sound, which made things even worse. At that point, I knew I had to make some big changes. So I went ahead and bought a larger PC case, along with a new power supply, a new GPU, and a new CPU cooler. Those changes completely transformed my experience. Just listen to how quiet the system is now. The lesson I learned is simple. Don't go any lower than an SFX power supply, get a case that supports full-size GPUs, and go for a triple fan graphics card. Now let's talk about the second mistake, and that is resolution. When I decided to build this mini PC, I knew I would be limited to playing games at 1080p and 1440p. What I didn't take into consideration was the fact that I've been using a 5K monitor for the past 3 years. And my eyes are so used to high resolution that anything below 4K just doesn't feel right anymore. I tried to play a few games in 1080p and 1440p, and I just couldn't get past the lack of sharpness and details. What I learned is simple. Be clear about what you want, and then choose a GPU that can handle that resolution. In my case, I realized I prefer playing games in 4K at 60 frames per second. If I could go back in time, the GPU would be the first thing I would focus on. I would buy the best GPU I could afford and then build the rest of the system around it. Now let's talk about the final mistake, the cost. You would think that building a smaller PC would mean cheaper parts, but that's not always the case. Let's go through all the items I bought and how much it cost me. CPU cooler, £20. PC case, £52. CPU, £110. Power supply, £99. Riser cable, £30. RAM, £85. Motherboard, £190. GPU, £300. And finally, SSD for £120. So that's a total of £1,006, which is a lot. At this price point, personally, I would just get the PS5 Pro or just the normal PS5, even if it has a bigger footprint. Tiny PCs like these are fun to build and easy to travel with, but if you take the cost, performance, and noise into consideration, I don't think it's worth the money. If I were to build such a tiny PC again, it would be more for the fun factor and see how much performance I can squeeze in such a compact system, not because it would be my main gaming PC. So, if you can avoid the mistakes I made, you will save yourself time, money, and probably a rebuild. Now let's break down the 4K gaming PC that I ended up building. Starting with the case, I went with the N-Case M2 Greater version. This is going to be the fourth PC I've ever built, and let me tell you, this is by far the most fun I had building a PC. First off, the case comes flat packed. This is something that I never thought about before, But the point of building a custom PC is that you get to choose all the parts you want and then build it yourself. And when you get a case that needs assembling, you really get to experience the full process of building a custom PC. Then there is the versatility. It's insane how many configurations you can try inside this case. I genuinely don't know how many times I have changed things around trying to find the best airflow. And finally, the quality and design. This is one of those products that looks even better in person. The build quality really is insane, everything feels premium and well put together. Let's now talk about the rest of the build. For the CPU, I went with the Intel i5-14400F. I did a lot of research and it should be enough to handle the 5070 Ti. This thing has 10 cores in total, with 6 of those being performance cores, plus it only has like 65 watt TDP, which should be quite easy to cool. And to do that, I will be using the Peerless Assassin Mini, which I've heard great things about. At just 135mm tall, it should fit quite easily inside the N-Case M2. For the motherboard, I will be using the MSI MPG B760i. I wanted a silver style motherboard, and this is the one that stands out the most to me. In terms of I/O, it has plenty of USB ports, one Type-C, and Wi-Fi 6E built in, which is enough for what I need. As for the power supply, I picked up the SF850 from Corsair. The whole system should pull around 400 watts, so this tiny SFX power supply will be more than enough to handle everything at full power. Plus, it gives me some headroom for future upgrades. Now, for the memory, I'm using a set of low-profile DDR5 6000 RAM from Crucial. I went with 32GB, which should be more than enough to handle all the games I want to play. Storage-wise, I will be using a single 2TB SSD from WD Blue. For now, it should be enough, but if I ever need to expand my storage, the N-Case M2 layout makes it really easy to access the back of the motherboard, where I can easily add a second SSD. And finally, the GPU. I decided to go with the NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti because I found it to be the best balance between performance and value. The other two cards I considered buying were the AMD 9070 XT and the RTX 5080. I ruled out the 9070 XT because it doesn't perform as well as the 5070 Ti in terms of video editing and 3D rendering. As for the RTX 5080, it just didn't offer enough of a performance jump to justify the extra cost. So after experiencing extreme noise levels from my previous mini PC build, I decided to invest in some good quality fans. And I couldn't be happier. I'm seeing GPU temperatures around 60 degrees with fan speeds around 1200 RPM, which is day and night difference. In Cyberpunk, I have the resolution set to 4K and the frame rate capped at 60 FPS, so the GPU doesn't use unnecessary power. Then I set the preset to Ray Tracing Ultra and the LSS Super Resolution to Performance. I found this to be the sweet spot to play the game in 4K 60 FPS with low noise levels. However, there were a couple of things I had to do to keep the system quiet. First, I set a custom GPU fan curve using the MSI Afterburner. Then I applied a similar curve for the Noctur fans directly in the BIOS. So overall, I'm super impressed with how this PC build turned out. I can finally play games in 4K in a quiet system. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time.